Hello everybody, this is Susan K. Morrow of Susie Q&A, because why? I'm Susie, you bring the Q's and I'll provide the psychic A's. And it is 3 p.m. my time, I think. That was the last time I looked at the clock with my glasses on. And I'm doing a spontaneous Facebook Phenom on Ustream instead of on Facebook. So anyway, you can join the chat and just go to the chat part, which is to your right, which would be that way, right? Yeah. So, no, that way. Anyway, click on the chat tab. You should be able to sign up. You may have to go confirm an email. Anyway, chat in your questions if you have one. Chat in a question or two, and I'll do my best to give you a decent reading about that. Okay. We're going to take this slow and easy. I don't have a big agenda. I am going to draw an angel card to kind of get us started, but like I said, we'll kind of do this slow and easy. Fortunately, I type pretty well. Okay. And then we'll do that again. Okay, let's see. I hope I'll get some takers. It'll be fun. Okay, whatever that was something to do with one of the little furry creatures that lives around here. Alrighty, let's see here. Hi. Okay, I've posted it on Facebook, and hopefully everybody will tune right in. We'll get some questions, some readings going. It'll be fun. In the meantime, I will use my favorite deck of cards to draw us a card to kind of guide our day, our afternoon, yours and mine. Let's see here what we've got. Feels good. All right. This is a good one. Make a decision. Now, these are Doreen Virtue's Magical Mermaids and Dolphins cards. Those are my favorites, as you know if you've seen me for any amount of time. This one is make a decision. Feeling stuck or indecisive, listen to your intuition and make a decision. So think about that. What have you been putting off? What decision have you been thinking, oh, I'll think about that tomorrow, I'll figure it out later. If there's something, especially about school, this is what's coming up that seems to be for a majority of people, although it doesn't seem to be for me. But if you're trying to make a decision about school, just make a decision. And you know, you can change your mind later. Nothing's carved in stone. But go ahead and make a decision one way or the other. Yes or no, this school, this class, that class. Just make a decision one way or the other, and that will force the vibration and the energy of the universe in the right direction. So that's what you always want. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Sorry, I've got a song stuck in my head, and I've promised not to put copyrighted material on my Ustream channel. So go to the chat tab over on the right side of the screen and sign up so that you can ask a question. Sorry, I can't find my cheaters, so I'm going to have to wear these a little bit. Apple soda. Breakfast of Champions. I know it looks like scotch, but it's really not. Okay, come on. If you've got an audio, if you have a question, type in your question in the chat over on the right. Well, I guess I could talk about some philosophical stuff. It was interesting this morning, you know, I subscribed to the daily emails from Abraham Hicks, and if you're not familiar, you know, I'm always talking about Abraham Hicks, abraham-hicks.com, and you can subscribe to their daily emails too. It's cool. So today they also sent one saying we're Abraham is in San Diego today, and usually, you know, they charge big bucks to go and attend a workshop live and in person, and then they charge about $75 to be able to watch them live streaming on the web, which I think is really cool. And I would love to do that, or I'd love to go to San Diego or someplace else. Anyway, so what they did was this morning they were broadcasting live on the web from San Diego, and they would let you kind of listen in for 10 minutes. So you could just click through and be on for 10 minutes before they would cut you off, so that you could see what it was like to be a part of an Abraham workshop. And I thought it was such a cool idea. Unfortunately, I was running around doing stuff at that time, but it was really neat, and they might do it again. So I definitely suggest that you definitely want to subscribe to their daily emails and see what you want to take part in. I always like Abraham. It's good stuff. Okay. If you're on live right now, look at the chat tab over on the right side of the screen, and you will see the chat tab where you can log in and you can chat in your question. So I'm just waiting to hear from you, and I'll be happy to do a reading. If this goes well, you know, who knows how often we'll do it. This is in honor of my birthday, by the way. My birthday is this month, and so I was thinking today, you know, I kind of have a day off today, which is rare, that I'm not just doing a lot of work stuff, but I thought, what could I give people? And this was my idea. So I thought this would be a cool thing to do. I'll just get on my TV channel and let people ask questions, and I'll give readings. So I thought I'd do it for about an hour. Be available to you for about an hour. In the meantime, I'm going to put on my glasses so I can look at Facebook a little bit. Yeah. Don't you love Facebook? Oh, sorry. This is a good one. A couple of my friends shared something from Chara Moody Brock on Facebook. It says, believe it or not, you are in control of your own life. You are the reason why you're sad, and you are the reason why you're happy. So don't wait for happiness. Go out and find it right now. It's a good one. And it says, and don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. And it's got a website link, but I can't actually see it. So, what are you looking at on Facebook? Do you like it? Come on, chat in those questions. Use the chat tab right over here on the right side of the screen so that you can chat in your question. You may have to sign up. You may have to click on a confirmation email. I'm not sure how that works, but you can chat in your question, and that's kind of what we're here for, so that I can give you a reading. So please do. Come on. Chat in your question so I can give you a reading. I'm just waiting for you. Sorry, there's an ad. Sorry about the ads. It's a drag. But that's how I can do this for free. Just use the chat feature over here on the right side of your screen so that you can chat in your question and I can give you a reading. In the meantime, I'm playing on Facebook. Let's see. Okay, so here's the question. What sort of questions? I tried to send something via this chat button a sec ago, but I don't think it went. I haven't seen you work before, so I'm not sure exactly what type of question to ask. Great point, Anne. Oh, it's Anne. Hi, how are you? It's nice to meet you. You can ask me anything you want. You know, a lot of times people don't want to waste their question, you know, and so they just will ask, what do I need to know right now? If there's anything going on with you that you need to know or you need help with, you can ask that, you know, like, how's the job interview going to go? Or, you know, whom should I marry? Anything like that that you have a question about. What's wrong with my pet? You know, if there's someone on the other side that you'd like to hear from, I could try to call them up on the cosmic phone. So take your pick. Anything you need to know, I'm here to help. Although I just realized that, you know, like if you need to change out your faucet or something, I'm probably not the right person to ask. I would love to see if you could contact my father, Milton. All right, Anne. Well, let's see what we got here. I may need some feedback from you, so stand by. You know, the first thing I got when I read that, and it won't seem to go away. It's a persistent image, is a top hat, and I know that's kind of odd. It's kind of odd to me, but I find that when they show me something, there's a reason for it. You know, I did a reading yesterday, and the woman's late husband showed her peonies. Well, I don't even know what peonies are. I mean, he had to say that that's what they are. So, and that was meaningful to her. So the first thing I get is the top hat. He also says that, and again, I apologize, this is corny, but he says that he's proud of you, and he feels like you need to know that. I'm also getting something about dog races, possibly horse races. I'm hearing the word track or at the track. Okay, so when we pass away, it seems that we are shed of our human encumbrances, and so we don't have the negative emotions on the other side that we would have here, such as regret, sorrow, shame, um, hate, misunderstanding, anger, any of that. And so the feeling I'm kind of getting is that for you, he feels like he would like to say that he's sorry for some of this stuff, but not for everything. And I think that's unusual. Um, yeah, it seems like he's showing you that he's sorry for some of the stuff, but not for everything. And the reason is that even though things that he did or said at the time you might not have liked, they were part of what shaped you into who you are now. And so, yeah, that turns out to be a good thing. Uh, there's a baby coming. There's a baby coming. um, and I don't know you well enough to know your situation. I don't know if that's yours, your grandchild, your niece or nephew. It looks like it's going to be a girl. But yeah, Milton shows me a baby. And so there's a baby coming. Or could be newly born. You know, you could have a recent birth in the family, but definitely there's a baby coming. So that's good news. Got a big chill for that. So I hope that makes sense to you and helps you with your dad. You can chat in if you have any feedback or questions about what I just said. Okay. And if anyone else has a question, be sure to chat your question in, and I'll be very happy to give you a reading as well. Nobody knew I was going to do this. I didn't announce it. So, you know, I know it's just like short notice. I'm just throwing it up on Facebook, and everybody's going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I missed it. You know, so maybe next time I'll give you a little bit more warning. Let's see. Anne's got a comment. My dad died when I was 3 months old, so unfortunately I can't give you a lot of input, but thank you. Interesting. Interesting. Huh. I wonder what the top hat was about. And maybe he was just sorry for having had to leave so early. Hmm. Okay. Well, thanks, Anne. I hope that's helpful. Anyone else have a question? Feel free to chat that in. Well, y'all come on then. Oh, by the way, Anne, it definitely does shape you when your father passes away, no matter when that might be. Um, what I always say is, and this is for everyone, that the big events in your life, let them shape you, but don't let them define you. And Anne, I know you haven't done that, but it's a part of you that your father died when you were a baby. And it's a part of me that my husband died when he did. And it's a part of my children and so forth. But the idea is to let your experiences shape you, but not define you. You see the difference? If you let it define you, that means, you know, you drag around a divorce or a parent's divorce or a death or a trauma, and you become that event or that trauma or that death or that divorce, and it defines you. And that's what you want to avoid. You want to be sure that you learn and grow from experiences, but not to be completely overwhelmed by them. If you find yourself getting defined by something, then I highly recommend therapy, because I'm not a therapist. So I recommend that you do that and see if you can let it shape you rather than define you. Okay, anybody else have a question? Hey, Kathy, congratulations on your anniversary today. That's fantastic. You look so pretty at your wedding. It's really exciting. So if you have a question and you'd like a reading, please chat your question in right over here. There's a tab that says chat on the right, and you click on that, and I think you have to sign up. You may have to confirm your email address or something, but that's how you get into that, and then you can chat in your question, and I will be happy to give you my psychic answer. So I went on Facebook today that said, whatever you do, always give 100%, unless you're donating blood. I don't know who came up with that, but I thought that was darn cute. Okay. So LCC123, I just want to thank you for the answers you've given me the last couple of months. It's really helped. And that was through the Facebook Phenom. Thank you so much. The Facebook Phenom, for those who are uninitiated, is a monthly event that I do that's free to everyone on my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Psychic Susan K. You can also search Susan K. Morrow, and you should find it there. And once a month, the fourth Tuesday of every month, for about an hour and a half, I get on there and people type in their questions and I type in the answers. And so it's a very interesting process. And in fact, I have a friend who transcribes those sessions for me, and I'm compiling them into a book because it's just so interesting to see what comes up and then the feedback people say. And the thing is, when you get a reading, it's for you, but it's also for anybody else who hears it. And that's why I put things on, you know, on the web and video and stuff like that. And that's why I record things for people. And that's why I do the Susie Q&A teleclass on the second Tuesday of every month. That's coming up. It's free to listen in, and it's $12.97 to get your own reading. I apologize again for the ads. So that's, you know, those are the kind of things that I do so that you can get a little bit of a sample of what you need. And when you read other people's readings or answers or hear them, there'll be something in there for you as well. So keep that in mind. Anytime you hear any psychic give readings, that's going to be it's going to be for you too. So keep that in mind. Okay. Anybody else have a question? Feel free to chat it in. Use the chat tab right over here on the right side, and let me know what you need to know. Starting to get hungry. I think it's about lunchtime. I'll keep doing this until, oh, I don't know, 4:15, something like that. Give people a chance to get over here. So next time I get glasses, I'm going to get the non-glare kind so that I can actually wear them while I'm doing this and not create such a distraction. Let's see here. LCC123 said, the last one you told me I had a crisis coming. Has that passed with everything that has happened, or is it still on the way? Okay, got it. Hold on a second. No, that's already passed. It was a fair question to ask, but yeah, you've already gotten past that. So you can kind of breathe a little easier now. You're yeah, I feel like you have a few more hurdles to go over, but they're not these crises that feel so overwhelming. You know, it's just kind of like, oh, okay, well, we just need to take care of this, and we'll go on to the next one. So don't be surprised by that. But yeah, you can breathe easier. Also, because of your past experiences, you are now better equipped to handle the smaller hurdles that come along. So they may just feel like speed bumps to you. Okay, let's see what else we got. Thank you, LCC123. Trina, hi, I've been pulling cards about marriage in all my decks consistently through the last few weeks. Will you help me understand what this card holds for me? I like the glasses. Well, thanks, Trina. I have to wear them if I want to see. So that's interesting. You're not married now, if I recall correctly. There are two meanings for you that are significant. First of all, one is literal marriage, and so that's looking for a new relationship to form or marrying your current relationship. And I apologize, I can't remember which is which. But yeah, that's actual marriage coming up in your life. The other thing is metaphorical marriage, or okay, I'm going to say metaphorical because I can't think of the other word I'm looking for. But it's a marriage of ideas, and it's coming as a sort of a partnership for you that's separate from your romantic life, but there's a partnership. Yeah, okay. It could be working with me. It could be working with someone else, but it feels like there's a more of a professional friendship, partnership that's going to be lucrative is actually the word that comes to mind. Lucrative for you and enlightening. So if that makes sense, there is a different kind of marriage going to come along. And then there's literal marriage not too far away. Although I would still give it more time. It doesn't feel like it's, you know, next month or anything like that. It feels like it's a year or two away. Okay? Hope that helps. Thanks for asking. I appreciate it, and glad to see you there. Haven't met anyone, so that makes sense, of course. Well, you're about to meet someone, but you're not getting married today, so that's good. That's good. I like that. Okay, gotta have the specs again. Oh. Why don't I pull another card for everybody? See what y'all think. This will be to guide you whenever you might see this. This is for you, so keep that in mind. I'm again using my Doreen Virtue deck, Magical Mermaids and Dolphins. They're my favorites. I think Doreen does a fantastic job, and if you're looking for oracle cards, I suggest that you look at hers as well. You can probably get them through Hay House, but I know you can get them at the any bookstore, Barnes & Noble or whatever. Ooh, it's a good one. Let go of old guilt and remember that you are God's perfect child. Let go of old guilt and remember you are God's perfect child. I love that. The thing about, this is where I get to talk about one of my favorite things about forgiveness, my little lecture. Remember that forgiveness is for you. And so it's not for the person you are forgiving. You might forgive someone who's dead, or you might forgive a circumstance. Forgiveness is for you. And so what I think of it is let's say someone has wronged me in my perception, and I feel like I want to forgive that person. Then I say, thank you for giving me this experience, this knowledge, this message, this information, this whatever, so that I can learn and grow. So if the forgiveness is for yourself, it's the same thing. Thank you, me, for giving me this experience, this message, this information, this growth, this what I needed. And don't let yourself be caught up in old guilt. That is so damaging. You know, I decided years ago, when I was a teenager, I decided that I just didn't have any time for regrets. I don't have the energy to regret anything. I don't want to spend my energy on feeling guilty. So I just don't, and it's a long-standing habit. And if I find myself thinking, oh gosh, you know, I wish I'd done that differently, then I go, well, you know what? You didn't, and it happened as it should, and it's good the way it is, you know. And maybe I haven't done anything too heinous, but I find that it's much easier when you let go of whatever it is that you may have done that wasn't perfect. Well, usually most of us are our own worst enemy. We're hardest on ourselves, and especially women, you know, we really are hard on ourselves. There are a couple of things that I would do differently when I was a teenager. If I could go back and do them differently, I would do them differently. But I don't call that regret. I just think of it as like, wow, you know, if I knew then what I know now, I would do this differently. Other than that, I really don't have any regrets. So consider that card for yourself, self-forgiveness, and try saying, thank you, me, for giving me this growth that you've given me. Okay, that's my latest lecture. If you would like for me to answer your question, feel free to use the chat feature over here on the right side of the screen. You may have to confirm your email, and then you can chat in your question, and I'll be happy to give you a reading. So let's see what you've got. I'm just waiting for the next person to ask a question, anything you need to know. Anne had a great question at the very beginning. What kind of question do I ask? And I know that when we do the Facebook Phenom, which is very similar to this, but it's on Facebook, and I type it, which is a little bit more challenging than this. When we do that, a lot of times people just ask, what do I need to know right now? And that's something I also ask people to use for Mystic Mails or for the Susie Q&A teleclass. And you'll find all of that information on my website, susankmorrow.com. Ooh, I have a little thing I can hold up and show it to you. If you don't know how to spell my name, or you don't know my website, or you've never been there, I can help to guide you now. Come on now. Let's see what we got here. I think I need to do a little organization in my office. I'm kind of a slob. Okay, I can't find it. I give. SusanKMorrow.com. That's M-O-R-R-O-W, just like tomorrow, not M-A, like bone marrow. Okay, so keep that in mind. If you're looking for me on the web, you'll find it under M-O-R-R-O-W. Kip, hi. Hi, Kip says, I have a question to ask, and I'm formulating it. Hi, by the way. Hi, Kip. Glad to see you. I know that Kip was on a conference call earlier, so she wasn't able to join us right away. So I guess that was important. I hope so. I hope it was money. Anybody else have a question? You can also type yours in the chat over here. Another thing that we can do, and we might want to try this, is I can take phone calls and put them on speakerphone, and that works pretty well. And so I've tried that, and that seems to work. So we can do that. We can also get you and me on Skype, and the audio comes through just fine on Ustream. It's interesting the way that works. And I don't know if, I'm recording this, but I don't know if I'm going to put it up or not. I mean, there's a lot of quiet time, and maybe I'll edit it and put it up later. Anybody have any questions? That's what the chat feature is for. You'll find the chat tab over there on the right under where it says Susie Q&A Phenom Webcast. Okay, let's see. Kip has her question in. My business partners told me this week that my August salary check, which covers about half of my monthly expenses, will end as of August 1st. As you know, I'm now developing and conducting online. She's almost through. There must be a limit to the characters you can put on the chat. That sounds scary, to lose half of your monthly budget, and with very little warning. It's great. So let's see what else you've got there. I'm now developing and conducting online live webinar boot camps. I want to make these my primary source of income. I can conduct them from anywhere in the world. All right, that sounds great. What kind of boot camps? I mean, since we've got an audience here, why don't we tell them what kind of boot camps you're developing? And your question is, so are these boot camps a good business move for me? Yes, that is for sure. I feel like that's really, really good. The main problem you'll have is getting enough people. That's always the challenge. So, hold on. So the boot camps are about making money with blogs, affiliate marketing, and social media marketing. Awesome. Perfect for you, Kip. Yeah, and as I was saying, the main thing is getting a big enough audience. That's what you need. And so that's what I would concentrate on right now. And if you are an expert, and on list building, okay. I was going to say, if you're an expert on list building, then you should be able to build your list up pretty quickly. And making money with blogs, affiliate marketing, social media marketing. Great, that's exactly what I'm planning. Okay, so yeah, you need to grow your list, and that's going to be the big challenge. And what's interesting is, as I'm feeling this situation, it seems like it's one of your life themes. Now, this is a concept that I've been playing with recently, that some people would call your destiny or life lessons, but I call life themes because lessons makes it sound like you can fail and you can't. But one of your themes is you said thanks, teaching, right? No, one of your themes is getting enough attention in your life. Well, that's one of your life themes, is getting enough attention. And since I've known you for a while, now that I feel this and I get this message for you, I realize that has actually been a theme for you. That there's a certain someone. Oh, you're laughing. This is so you. That's true. But there's a certain someone that you couldn't have enough attention from for several years. You remember that? I remember that. And so, yeah. So that's one of your life themes. It's for you to figure out how to either get enough attention or how to feel okay without more attention. So I hope all that makes sense. That sounds kind of deep to me. But I hope that makes sense. If you missed any of that because of the ad, please say so and I'll repeat it. Excuse me, that was my apple soda. I do apologize for the ads. I don't like them, but it's free this way. Yes, it does make sense. Thanks, and I got it all. Awesome. Thank you, Kip. I appreciate your participation, and I hope that some other people will tune in as well, or as I like to say, ask swell. Let's see here. I'm going to go over and mention it on Facebook one more time. Wait, I had to stop and look at a Maine Coon cat. It's a very big kitty. I have a big kitty. Okay. Okay, LCC, are you going to start your courses on developing intuition? I would be very interested. I appreciate you asking that. Thank you. You know, I'm just going to have to, because I had somebody ask me for that, and so I said, okay, I'll do that for you. And I, put the course together from other things that I've taught, and then I put a price on it, and we got started. And then somebody else said, I'd really like to have this taught to me, and I said, okay, well, here's the course and here's the price. But I haven't put it on the website yet. I haven't really developed the promotion for it. So I'm really glad you asked. And let me know if you would prefer to have, the class has 3 sections or 3 classes in the whole course. And it's not a certification or anything. It's just for non-professionals to develop their intuition and use it better to their advantage, which is what it's there for. So would you prefer to be taught individually one-on-one, or in a group where we could do a webinar, or we could do conference call? Each class is an hour long, give or take. So what would you prefer? Kip, thank you for sharing me on Facebook. Let's see, LCC says, I think a group setting sounds good. Kip, yeah, group setting does sound good. Well, Kip, maybe you and I need to partner up on doing it as a webinar, and maybe you can help me with that. So, hey, a new service is born right here live on streaming web TV. I love it when that happens. Yeah, and I like a group because I can, oh, fantastic. Thank you, Kip. We'll get together. Let's talk soon. Tuesday's probably best for me. So the thing is about doing a group, it's a little harder to get everybody together at a time that works for everybody. But, yeah, I'm sorry about the dang ads. But I can do it cheaper per person if we do a group. And so you'll be on the road Tuesday, Kip? Okay. My week's pretty tight, but of course we can talk after hours. And so after hours works too. Let's just, okay. Okay, so send me that. Anyway, so a group is great. I love doing a group. It doesn't matter to me if it's a webinar or conference call or live and in person. I'm easy. And like I said, I can deliver that less expensively to each person if you're in a group than if I do it individually. And I've already got a couple of individual clients on the developing your intuition thing, and that's going really well. And so, why not? I'm game. You know me. I'm a teacher. I'm a talker. I'm a lover. I'm a sinner. All that. So, anybody else have any more questions? I'm going to stay on for another 15 or 20 minutes probably. So, send your friends. Y'all come on. And if you're just joining us, take a look over here at the right. There's a chat tab in the box right under the name of the title. and you can sign up to be allowed to chat. And I like what you posted on Facebook about the scarlet letter. That's very, very interesting. I like it. And I like your new profile picture. There's good stuff on Facebook. You know, I can just while away the hours. Let's see here. Kip says, let's work on when. I'll be on the road Tuesday. I'll share my go-to webinar. I'm planning on starting traveling later this summer. Is this good for me to do at this time? Kip, reasonable question. Okay. Yeah, clearly with the changes that are happening that you are already aware of and more changes coming through the end of the summer, and traveling is part of it, then yeah, it's perfect time. And especially with it being so hot, you know, in Texas, go north. Um, but yeah, it's definitely you know, if I could look at your astrology chart right now, or if you have somebody who could look at it who's a professional, which I'm not, but my guess is that you've got a lot of this kind of stuff going on right now with the transits that are happening across your natal chart. It feels to me like you've got a lot of changes, and cutting this paycheck is part of it. And so the good thing about that is, of course, it forces you to do something else, to do something different, to do something you're supposed to do. And so that's another form of the forgiveness thing. You know what I told you about? Thank you for giving me this experience, because it's part of what you need. And so yeah, so get your butt out the door and get on the road and go have a good time. When are you going back to Alaska? That feels like it would be really good for you. And of course, at this time of year, we'd all like to be in Alaska. Let's see. Oops, lost you after your twirling fingers because of an ad. Please repeat. Okay. I don't know about, let's see, I was telling you that would be in your chart, that there was a lot going on. There is a lot of changes coming for you between now and the end of the summer, which I would incorporate part of September as well, considering. Um, but they're good changes. It's stuff that you need to do, and that includes the cut in pay that you mentioned earlier. It's stuff that you're supposed to do. And so the people who are cutting that check or not cutting the check, that forgiveness thing that I talked about earlier, and you may not have been here, but forgiveness is about thank you for giving me this experience, this information, this message that I need to grow and learn. And so this is part of what you're supposed to be doing. So be grateful for every change that comes along. So yes, it's a good time to get out on the road. So go. Okay. I'm seeing that cut and pay as giving me the freedom and the time to do more. That's a very good way to look at it. Very good. Smart, Kip. LCC, I'm involved with a film, but I'm not sure of the producer. Do you see this film and the whole venture being a success? Ooh, fun question. Let's see here. You're not sure of the producer. I'm not either, but I feel like the producer will drop out and be replaced by someone that you can feel more trusting of. Yeah, I don't know about the venture being a success. It kind of depends on what you're thinking of as success, because I don't think that it's going to meet that definition. Um, but it will be relatively successful, where you can look back and go, oh yeah, this was a good thing. This was a good thing. Yeah, interesting about the producer though. And I know you don't know how that could possibly happen, but that's what's going to happen. So there you go. That's the kind of thing that I say. And I don't tell you what you should do. I tell you what you will do. Yeah. But again, remember what I said about regret earlier. No room for regrets. You are investing your time and energy in a good way for this. It's a very good thing for you to do, if that makes any sense. And that may be part of the relative success that will come out of it, okay? Anybody else? Oh, LOL, something needs to happen. Thank you. All right. Well, let me know when that happens, when the change happens. You know, it may look like the whole thing's going to collapse, but it will be saved at the last minute. And so that's good. That's good. Something to look forward to. Yes, you can mention it here. Yeah, go right ahead. I'd love to know what you're talking about. That's great. Clue us in. And if you've just joined us, you can use the chat tab over here under the title and sign up to be able to chat in your question. LCC 123, let's get it. Let's see what your movie is. It's very exciting. I can help promote a movie. And Kip says, yes, inquiring minds want to know. My daughter's interested in the film industry. And so you never know. If it's nearby, she might just walk on and be a PA. It's the ghost of Grimes County. Spoiler, I'm the serial killer. Cool. The ghost of Grimes County. How exciting. It must be based on a true story, right? Very cool. Grimes isn't far from here. That's really fun. That's really fun. Oh, well, I'm going to look it up, and everybody else can look it up too. That's exciting. Thanks for sharing. Appreciate it. I'll go look at it right now. You said it's on Facebook. Ghost of Grimes County. I type fast. Ghost of Grimes County fan club or the return. Ooh. Very cool. I love the sparkly boots. How could you not? Okay. So now I know who you are. It's got to be Wayne, right? Is it based on a true crime? We've done a lot of filming in Anderson. Yes, Kip, it is based on a true crime. I knew it would be. That's very exciting. The bearded guy that looks like Santa. Oh, that's you? That's you? That's LCC? I thought it was Wayne. How funny. Wow, these are great shots. Yeah, it's really cool. Everybody go look on Facebook and just type in Ghost of Grimes County and you'll see it. Evil Goat Man will get you. I like that. This is great. Oh, well, that's a fun thing to discover on a day like today. It's great. The bearded guy looks like Santa. That's your brother-in-law. Okay, not you. Okay. Well, Anderson's just right down the road from where I live. So that's very cool. It's very beautiful there. Close to the Ren Fest. Okay, here we go with the ads again. Sorry. Cool, cool, cool. It's exciting. Okay. By the way, since I'm talking to you, was the mansion haunted where we filmed in Pinehurst? Well, you know it. You know the answer to that. You don't have to ask me. Kit, the ads must be timed differently for each person. It's probably based on like how long since you tuned in. Yes, and LCC, you do know. Yeah, so you didn't need to ask me that. You already knew it was clearly haunted. And You know, that's interesting. I don't do, it was wild, but you can share your stories. I don't do a lot of work with earthbound spirits. It just hasn't been part of, you know, what I do, but I have encountered a few, and it's been really, really interesting, you know. So there was one on a Louisiana plantation that I toured and met a Yankee captain, and it was so weird, you know. But I confirmed that there were Yankees there, and blah blah blah. It's a long story. I think you'll find it on my blog, the Ghost of the Yankee Captain or something like that. But yeah, that kind of spooky stuff is fun and interesting, and you know, if you're not afraid of it, if it doesn't frighten you, and there's no reason why you should be. Oh, Kip, who's on here, she grew up in a severely haunted house. She grew up in a haunted house. Stuff happened all the time. She's told me a bunch of things that happened. Let's see here. Okay, LCC says 2 people were filming in an upstairs balcony, and the bedroom behind them was active. Active. Dot dot dot. Ellipses. I'm dying to know. The bed could be fixed perfectly. Oh, and then it would like get messed up. Then when you walk back in, and there would be 2 impressions of bodies on the bed. Oh, that's cool. Wow, that's very cool. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? Wow, that's really cool. Usually what happens for me is I can tell if a place is haunted because it feels, uh, what's the right word? It physically feels sparkly. You know, like I guess it's goosebumps, but it doesn't exactly feel like goosebumps. But I can tell when I walk into a place that's haunted, whether I feel or recognize the ghost or not. I feel this odd sort of physical feeling that I know that there are ghosts or spirits in there in some way. At the college where my daughters went, they have a black box theater that's quite haunted, and we were taking a tour the first time I'd ever gone in there. Uh, you know, I felt that sparkly feeling, and I told the guy who was giving us the tour, "This place is haunted." So of course there are all kinds of rumors. The whole school's haunted. Let's see here. So the bed would be fixed perfectly. Then you walk back in, and there would be 2 impressions of bodies. The actors came down in a hurry, and as they passed the pool table, the balls started rolling in time with them and stopped when they did and then restarted. Wow, that's amazing. Kip, I need to tell people again. Okay, thanks. Kip says I have to tell you. Check out the chat tab on the right side of the screen. Under Susie Q&A Phenom Webcast, there are 3 tabs: videos, social stream, and chat. Click on chat, and then you could sign up to be able to chat. You may have to confirm your email address. I'm not sure. But then you can do that and join in, and you can chat in a question, and I'll be happy to answer it for you. I was taking stills and have many orbs. Yeah. You know, I've seen orbs in pictures that I've taken. It was interesting. I've inherited several things from my grandmother, some furniture, and I was taking pictures in the living room in my old house, and they came out with orbs, you know, and it was all around the furniture that was my grandmother's. That's cool. Okay. Okay, well, you know what? I'm not going to do this a whole lot longer. So if you have a question, let's go ahead and get this going on. It's 4 o'clock, and I need some lunch. It's Saturday. I'm taking it easy today. Okay, I'll ask another if you don't mind. Go ahead, Trina. if I were to write, would I write fiction or nonfiction? Essentially, what do you see me writing about? Okay, for the rest of you who are watching this now or later, I've done readings for Trina and I've seen her writing, and that's going to be important to her. So the fair question, fiction or nonfiction? I think you'll be like me, and I think it'll be both. You know, you have such a good grasp of English that writing isn't hard for you. You do need to learn to stop self-editing. Um, I had to learn that at some point. It's like the painter. You have to say it's done and put the paintbrush down and walk away. So watch out for that. But I would say your first foray into writing would be nonfiction, and then after that you're going to have some fun with some fiction. I see you with short stories or possibly amusing personal essays. So look into David Sedaris if you haven't heard of him before. And that's kind of the kind of thing I'm thinking about, except you're not as cynical as he is. I'm working on a memoir myself, which is a collection of personal essays about my childhood. And I could see you doing something like that too. So yeah, it'll be fun. It's going to be cool for you. Yeah, okay. So then, yeah, the nonfiction would be um, something based on what we're working on with your healing and sort of energy information, universal, spiritual kind of stuff. So, and don't worry about it being the same thing that 18 people have written about. There's always room for more. There's always room for more in these topics. Lots of topics have lots and lots and lots of people interested. So go for that. You had read what? Or you would read that. Okay, got it. Yeah, I'd read that too. Oh, you'd read my book? You'd read my memoir? Okay, cool. Well, you know, one of these days, I have a lot of interesting stories just because I grew up in this very Mayberry kind of world. I mean, it was just idyllic, and I think it's so interesting that I seem to be the only one who did. I seem to be the only one who grew up without, um, you know, with all this great stuff going on. I had a really happy childhood, so it's kind of fun to do that. And I have some funny stories, you know, like the time that Kent Lee Heineman threw a rock and hit me in the head, and his father was a baseball coach, and he knew how to throw, but I don't think he meant to hit me in the head, and you know, so I went down for a split second, and I popped back up, and blood's pouring down the side of my face. You should have seen the look on that boy's face. So, you know, okay, maybe one bad thing happened when I was a kid. So, all right, everybody, I'll keep you posted about when I get my memoir finished. I've got the cover designed, and I've got, oh, it's probably about halfway written, and it's a matter of time and inspiration, you know, to get it done. So I've got other books that I'll probably want to get done first. There's one that's been keeping me awake. It's my science fiction novel that I've been planning for 20 years, and it's finally getting to the point where it won't leave me alone. So I got to get it done. Okay, well, we're about to wrap up. I will stay on a few more minutes. If you have a question that you'd like a psychic answer for, feel free to join the chat over here. And you may have to sign up and confirm your email, but you can type in your question over here, and I'll be happy to give a reading for you. Trina says, I like this venue regardless of the ads. Very cool. Thanks. I was really glad to find this. Even though the ads are a pain in the butt, I was really glad to find this because I can stream live, and I can record it, and I can post it on YouTube, and I can post it on my website. You know, it's just been really, really useful. I recently embedded 2 or 3 of the videos on my website in the blog, you know, so I can kind of video blog with this, and I use this a lot for my emails. So I send out usually 2 emails a week, and a lot of times they'll have a video instead of me typing everything out, because it's so easy for me to just go off the cuff and blah blah blah, and here's what's going on, and oh, by the way, here's your angel card. So you know, it's really been handy. Everybody should use good stuff when they can get it. Okay, I am going to draw another angel card. I will still take some questions until I'm done. But I'm going to draw another angel card for your guidance now, or whenever you happen to see this. This is for you. Oh, this is the one we don't like, Kip. It's wait. And again, these are Doreen Virtue's Magical Mermaids and Dolphin cards. I really, really like these. I think Doreen Virtue does a beautiful job. You can follow her on Facebook. You can find her at Hay House. You can find her cards. She has a variety at any bookstore. She's fabulous and brilliant. Okay, so it says, wait, don't rush into action right now. Bide your time for better results. So when I tap the card, I'm like, oh, do we all have to wait? And, you know, again, this is one of those planetary things. There's something that is sort of standing in the way. We just need to wait about 3 days. And again, if you're seeing this, you know, in 2013, this applies to you right now, okay? So wherever you are when you see this, this is going to apply to you. Wait about 3 days before the big thing that you were fixing to do. Interesting. Wait. Yeah, I don't really like that for myself either, but, you know, what are you going to do? The angels say what they say. You got to do what they say. Okay, let's see here. Trina, too funny. You're pulling cards that I pulled in my Angel Tarot deck with the same messages. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that awesome? I love it when that happens. Yeah, that's not surprising, but very cool. Okay, well, my fans and friends and odds and ends, I think I'm about to wrap this up. Thank you for everyone who participated. I really appreciate it. This was a lot of fun. You know, and like I said, this is my birthday month, so I'm trying to give things away to everybody and, you know, do whatever I can do. So we'll do this again because this was cool. Maybe I'll give you more notice, and we can do some more questions. So it'll be wonderful. Thank you all so much for being here. And there's something that was censored, LCC. I don't know what that is. Anyway, thank you all a lot. Be sure to refer to the website, susankmorrow.com, for more information on services and events. Houston, I've got a gig in Houston next Saturday night, the 14th of July, 7 to 9 p.m. in the Heights. So check that out. And right now I'm about to pull Mystic Mail for my services except for club members. So you'll want to see the video on the homepage that explains about that. And I think that's about it. I think we're done. So happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to you. I look forward to seeing you again soon.